Last week I looked really fat. Hey, what are you doing over there? So we've got one eating and one behind the screen, and he's over here on his cell phone. So you want to know why we're late coming on? He had to get on his cell phone. That's what it was.
It's because Roger turned around and forgot stuff and went back home.
Oh, that's true. I did. Yeah, I had to drive back another hour. So yeah, it's an hour for me to get here, and then an hour for me to go back, and then an hour for me to come back. So 3 hours of my day. But this is one of the reasons right here is our setup that we have back here. But what we didn't realize is if you look into the screen, look into the depths of the back right there, it's actually glass. Mirror, not glass. It's mirror. Glass is mirror. But anyway, it's mirror. And so everybody out there, so now what you can do is enlarge or whatever and look in the corners and see if you can see what's going on in the background. So, but this is our memorabilia wall. And at the end of the show, this hat right here will go up on that memorabilia wall because it actually has Trevor Lawrence's signature right there on the top. And in a little bit later in the show, we're going to show what we had some fun over in the Jacksonville Jaguar VIP tents this past week. And we got a couple signed items from them. By the way, this is the Shaquille O'Neal signed basketball. This is a Hall of Fame signed helmet, and that's a Roger signed helmet, and that's a Jimmy signed helmet. That really don't matter, does it?
No.
Okay, so we'll move on. So that's going to be our memorabilia.
Who's LS?
LS is somebody that's initials are LS.
Long snapper.
No, that's not it. Chenault.
It's LS.
It's actually Chenault, number 10 with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
And on the other side of it is like you can even can y'all even see that? It looks like I could have signed that. But the other side is Dorsett.
Tony's son?
Yeah, junior. Yep. Jacksonville has him. And then we just had some. We'll get into that in just a minute. Let's get in some.
Where are we at?
Right now,
see, now you got the deer in the headlights.
I'm all over the place.
Chris, you got something to say?
Go ahead, Christopher.
Tell us where we're at, Chris.
Yeah, we got Marcus over here saying he loves the new setup.
Cool. Yeah, get us a Wildcat helmet.
We should get that helmet back from Mark. Was it a helmet you give him?
Yeah, that scary helmet. That one that looked like we buried him or something.
The lounge colors he so secretly wears.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he wears it around the house at night.
I thought you didn't want him to talk to you like that. Now look at you talking to him like that. Wow, I see why Marcus keeps it up. So anyway, but we're out here at Mama June's.
3286 Inner Perimeter Road.
This is where our studio is actually set up. We've talked to a bunch of folks. Just so you know, the studio will be set up. It'll stay set up just like this. You can come by here and look at it, check things out, and everything should be here. Look at that food, dude.
I can't because I'm hungry.
Oh, me too. Look at the desserts, and then you got the lasagna and the chicken and the greens and then the taters and
the beggars.
Look at all the pies. Anyway, this is not a pie show. This is a sports show. All right, so let's talk a little bit about sports. You took my notes away from me and threw them all the way over on the other side of the desk there, man. Can I have those back? Them? Yeah. That's where they're called notes.
Will you give them to me?
I said, you see there? He doesn't even understand. So basically what we have is this coming week, Camden County's coming over to play Valdosta. When is that? Is that on Saturday or Friday? Friday at 8 p.m.
Kick off at 7:30.
7:30. So Camden will be coming over, but it's just a scrimmage, right?
It's a scrimmage. The scrimmages for this week, and we don't actually kick off for 2 more weeks at the Corky Kale.
So my understanding is I didn't go, but my understanding is Lowndes had a kickoff scrimmage this week with who?
It was Eagles Landing Christian Academy.
Okay, and they're from where? They're probably
They're
north.
from South Atlanta.
Okay, so and they're one of they're a Christian academy, so they can.
They are a private
So-
Christian academy.
so
They play a GHSA schedule, but they're a 1A school.
But academies, Christian academies, and anything in that realm can recruit players.
It's not just that. Their rules are different.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I was talking to someone today, and I wasn't aware. I thought they had to abide by the GHSA rules, and they don't. They've been practicing for a month.
Right.
Lowndes and the local schools, GHSA public schools, have not been practicing for a month.
Okay.
So they basically can do what they want. If they want to practice
but
year
they have
round,
they have their own governing body.
well, they
So
do.
it's not
But
that they-
I mean, it gives you a competitive advantage when you play. It's like Notre Dame. They can get invited to national champ or to the playoffs and don't even have to win a conference.
I mean, I understand that, but you're making it sound like, and please forgive me for the excuses, but Lowndes lost.
Yeah, we did.
Okay,
There ain't no
so
denying it.
so my thing is, it's not about the losing, and it's not about the at this time of the year. It's about to see where you're at as far as physically and mentally and preparedness. Correct?
It is, but it also helps when you need a running back, you can go out and get one, and there's no repercussions.
I understand that, but again, Lowndes chose to play them.
Yeah.
Okay, knowing all of these factors at the beginning, and so I just think, me personally, I think it's good for Lowndes. I think they needed a wake up call.
It's not a wake up call. We're just real young this year. Not gonna make no excuses. We're just real young.
So if you win the next 15 games, is because you were real young.
Real young. Period.
Okay, no, but I mean my whole
being
point is,
realistic, when you replace out of 22 starters on offense and defense, and you're replacing, I believe we're replacing, if I remember right, about 16.
okay, but
I mean, we lost the other night. There's
but let me tell
there's
you,
if and nor buts
you
about
can
it.
say they recruit, but you guys have, or not you guys, but Lowndes has the top scramble quarterback in the nation. Am I correct?
He's one of the top.
Okay, so I mean, what are you saying is that you've got to grow in line?
I'm saying you
get
got
line,
to. Yeah,
you don't
we
have
got to
a
get a line. This is the. If I remember, I was talking with someone today, and this is like the 5th or 6th year in a row we have a all brand new offensive line. And when you don't have that consistency,
Yeah, but you did good a couple years ago. You did good. I mean, it's not like you didn't make the playoffs last year.
no.
So, but the whole point is that schools in this area, they've started their scrimmages, and Lowndes had theirs. Valdosta, their first one is coming up this week.
Mhm.
Colquitt County had theirs. Colquitt County also lost to a North Georgia school. And Colquitt County, if I'm not mistaken, has
They played Lee County.
oh, did they?
Yeah,
So then it wasn't a North Georgia school; it was a Mid Georgia school,
it was
So-
South Georgia school.
South Mid. Well, people say that
Leesburg.
you say, but see, here's my thing: people say Atlanta's north. Atlanta's not. Atlanta's dead in the middle of the state.
Anything
But anyway.
above Macon.
Of course, you've been nowhere. Well, you have been now. I say you haven't been south of Tampa. So, but so we're in big swing right now. And with that being said, starting on September the 5th, we're going to be on NBC Channel 40 here in Valdosta and all the way throughout the Panhandle. And so we're going to be traveling. We were talking about this today. Maybe
Tallahassee.
yeah, that's the Panhandle, isn't it?
You said out of Valdosta.
I said no. They're in Valdosta. They have a channel here in Valdosta.
Yeah, on satellite.
Okay, but they
It's on
have
direct and dish.
okay. So they have that here, and then you have it over at Thomasville. Anyway, my whole point is we're going to be down in the North Florida area also, so we're going to be scouting some of those teams out down there too. And from what I understand, they don't even start school till this coming week, the 12th or something. That's some of the southern schools down towards Key West. I mean, not Key West, Key Largo, those areas down there. I
Yeah.
just know that because of where we were last week. Not last week, a couple weeks ago. But so that's all getting hit off and ready to go. But going back to Colquitt County, I mean, they have 3 former head coaches at Colquitt County, and Lee County came in and beat them. Now,
Is it just
again,
3, or is there 4?
I only know of three. There may be a fourth one, but I may be missing. You got the TIF coach. You've got the
The
Valdosta
current
coach.
coach, you got the Valdosta,
And
but
the
you
current
also
coach.
got Lowndes' former defensive coordinator, who was a head coach there too. So you got four on
He was a
staff
head
that we
coach
know
where?
of. He was a head coach at Hillgrove last year.
Okay, so he's come down. So yeah, all
So
right.
you got
yeah.
at least four.
So you've got four head coaches, and sometimes you get too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, and you have some problems there. But again, this is preseason. They're playing just like the preseason in the NFL that we're going to go over in a little bit. They're playing those guys. So they're looking to see what they have coming up, what they can change, who's stronger here. So I mean, and it's a running clock. It's all kind of different things, and people do it different. So it's not a realistic type form for that to happen. But with that being said, we do have several South Georgia quarterbacks. Again, we just talked about Jakari Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's already committed to Miami. Then you have Hunter and Milton, who are consensus number one recruits nationally in their classes. Then you have Colquitt County and Cherokee both have big players coming out of there. And then underrated players, they're saying the kid from Norcross, he's a linebacker. His name is Zachy Baker. And they're saying that they just snubbed him altogether. They said he's underrated, and they think that he's going to be big, and nobody's really looking at him. But evidently, the people that wrote this article really think.
But they got Travis Hunter as the number one player.
Yes,
and that's not just Georgia; that's in the nation.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Was that he was actually number one, and then you're also looking at the offense. The dual quarterback would be Jakari, and then you got Jamie Felix out of Camden County, the running back. Now, from what I'm hearing, we'll see him this week, but he's a beast, dude. I mean, it's just like it's almost like the linebacker that's played for Detroit is playing for the Jets now, Jarrett Davis. Nobody wants to tackle him. Nobody wants to tackle Felix over at Camden County. So he is, from what I understand, he's a real beast. And then you've got the offensive lineman from Camden, which is DeMitt over in Camden County. Mm-hmm. He is actually supposed to be a really high recruit, and he's on the offensive first team preseason. And that's really all they have on the preseason list. So there's a lot of people that were snubbed on offense from the southern region. And if you'll notice, I'm not hiding anything from anybody. So you can zoom in if you want to zoom in or whatever.
And this is Max Preps.
This is Max Preps. And you know what? This is how they treat South Georgia. You get 3 people on the whole offense out of 22 guys. So me personally, nobody from Colquitt County. I'm kind of I don't see it. So then you turn around and you look at Tift County. Actually, the linebacker Ty West over at Tift County, and that's it. Nobody else from the South on defense.
That's typical.
But that's how they rank them. And I don't understand where they come up with these preseason rankings and all this other stuff. You can maybe tell me about it.
I couldn't tell you because I disagree with a lot of theirs most of the time.
Well, why do you disagree with it?
Because if 22 players, you mean to tell me that Region 1, who consistently plays for the state championship year after year after year, and that's a lot of them. That's a lot of players from South Georgia on that team. Most of the time, you get 2 or 3. That's it.
That's pretty much all we had. We had 3. South Georgia had 3 on there. For the whole team, there was 4. Because you had 2 from Camden, 1 from Lowndes, and then you had 1 from Tift.
It's about
everybody else got snubbed.
There's different reasons people feel about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I understand that. But just to take up for Max Prep, they have how many schools in the state of Georgia? And then they have to look not from just Division I. I say Division I, from Class A all the way up to Class 7A. That they've got to look through all of these kids.
Yeah, but that's just Region 7A.
No, that was not just Region 7A. That's in the state.
It says Class 7A at the top,
right here.
Go back to the front page.
All right, look here though. Lowndes County, Collins Hill is not in Region 7A.
No, but they are in Class 7A. That is all Class 7A players. All those are Class 7A players.
Collins Hill, North Cobb, Parkview.
All
So these
Class
are.
7A.
I thought you were saying class.
You thought I meant region?
Yeah, I thought you were
No,
talking
I'm
about
saying
this
they're all
region over here.
Class 7A.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in other words, that's the highest level class
Yeah,
that's
in Georgia.
in the state of Georgia. So they're still having to go through all these other Class A schools, and there's a lot of them that weren't in there. So, and I'm sure you can think of a couple that weren't in there this week from you guys.
No, I'm just going to let our guys speak for themselves at the end of the year.
Well, and that's just
Like most South Georgia schools. The preseason stuff, it's great for the kids, but what do they do at the end of the year?
But it's you want to say what do they do at the end of the year? But where it's like if you look all the way through this and you check it out, even the commits, they're not showing a lot of people from South Georgia committing to Division I or Division II for that matter. So it's really weird how that kind of works itself out. So I don't know what to think about that. So let's talk about NCAA real quick. So because we kind of melted that one down. So we have what we call a twist every week, and what we do is we look at what happens in the state of college football. And for some big reason, the SEC in Oklahoma and Texas are a big conversation right now. And why I'm saying that is because if you don't know, then you haven't been on the face of the earth for more than 10 minutes. Yeah. So what we're looking at is Oklahoma and Texas are coming to the SEC in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
But what people didn't realize at the time that all this was going on and nobody talked about it was who's the head coach in Oklahoma? Stoops, correct?
No, Lincoln Riley.
Who?
Lincoln Riley.
Right. So where did all this come from? Who is the actual coach? The Oklahoma Mark Stoops from Kentucky. His brother was who?
Stoops. Bob Stoops.
Bob Stoops. And who was his other brother?
I don't know.
So his other brother also coached. And somebody's duck is going off around here. Can anybody hear that duck?
That would be the other co-host of the show who tells everybody to turn their phones off.
Who's that? Why don't you... Chris, come on, man. You keep telling everybody to turn your phone off and you got your phone on.
You can't get good help.
So my whole thing is if you look at where the players, the coaches have played in the SEC and they've coached. And so what you find out is you have family members that have played and or have coached in the SEC. You got family members who are over in the in Oklahoma and Texas. So this has been going on for a while. People have been talking about coming in this league for a while.
Well, the SEC's always got rumors of somebody coming in.
But the thing is, when you have a brother that's coaching in Kentucky, and then you got a brother that was coaching in Alabama, and then you got now he's at where, Florida Atlantic or something like that.
Who's that?
The youngest brother, is it Mark? Who is it? It is. No, Mark is at Kentucky. Michael Stoops is at Florida Atlantic, and he also was the SEC. He coached in the SEC under Nick Saban last year.
Yeah, but we could connect every school to every conference because they all move so much.
But so you're telling me you don't? Yeah, but they don't have, because all right, your brother coached out there, and there's not a connection that your other two brothers were over here in the SEC.
I don't think there's no connection on that.
Yeah, see, that's where I disagree, because I think that what's happening is everybody, like you said, you've been in all the circles.
Well, everybody wants to coach in the SEC because right now it's the hot conference.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So
let's face it. Look at your preseason poll. Yeah,
They should do 2 different polls. They should be one for everybody else and the one for the SEC.
Well, and that's basically.
I mean, because right now, what 5 or 6 of the top 10 are SEC.
Yeah, well, you've got what Texas A&M. They're ranked sixth. You've got Florida. Well, Florida's out. They're what 10th or 11th. I think this is the coaches poll that I'm referring to,
Yeah.
not the that computerized poll. And then of course you got Alabama. They were a strong number
You can
one.
be Alabama, Georgia.
But they're saying that being that Clemson lost Trevor, they're saying that they don't think Clemson is going to be as good as they've been or they have been.
And I'm sure Coach Dabo is loving that.
Yeah, because it's a surprise. Because look who's that kid they got coming up behind.
I don't know how to say
He's
his
a
name,
big kid
but I
too,
mean,
though.
he's sat for what, a year?
Yeah.
2 years. So there's no reason to believe that he won't be ready to take over.
True.
So, and most people ain't gonna have film on him.
Right.
So I expect, and it's Clemson. I mean, as long as Dabo's there, they're going to be prepared. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they're going to be prepared.
Right. Dabo he's that guy. He's going to get his kids ready, but he'll tell you the first game whether they're going to be suitable to be or it's good. The way he puts it is, we are going to be competitive, or we're going to be in the hunt, but we're not anticipating it.
Yeah.
So
he's lowered expectations.
And he needs to, though, because I really don't think
He's
he has the offensive line.
He's po-mouthing.
Well,
We
Saban
ain't got nothing.
Saban does it every year.
Yeah.
I mean,
anybody that believes Saban saying that is stupid. So, I mean, I'm picking Saban every year, period. I mean, you're stupid to bet against him. And you think about last year. I mean, last year, nobody really expected Alabama to do what they did, to dominate the way they did.
But you look at, and here's my fault. Here's my fault with the SEC and the polls, because I understand they played all SEC teams, but they played all SEC West teams mostly. And okay, LSU was in there, but look, LSU was only 5-5 last year.
LSU might be looking for a new coach after this year,
which is possible. He was on the edge before they won the national championship.
Yeah,
and so Burrows was the only one that kept him with the job. So he needs to pay Burrows some money. But so yeah, I think the SEC West, you got who? You got Texas A&M. I don't think they're that good. Look what happened to them in the playoffs. Everybody threw them up there at the front, and look what happened.
I'm gonna hope Jimbo never wins another game.
Well, and everybody says that, but you also have to say, I can't say that, and the reason I can't say that because he's just coaching the team. I say the same thing about Nick Saban. Nick Saban left the Miami Dolphins right before the football game and went to Alabama. I'm just going to go back down.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, so it's one of those. I understand how you feel. I understand where you're coming from.
I ain't mad he left. I'm not
You're
mad he left.
The way he did it.
I'm mad at the way he did it.
But
I mean, he quit game 1 of the year.
And Nick Saban did the same thing though.
But Nick, there's very few coaches in the NCAA that can go pro. Now he did it wrong too. I will agree with that. He did it wrong. He should have stuck it out.
Yeah. That being said, we're going to change gears here. So we went to Jacksonville this week, and we had our VIP session with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I think we have a clip that we were going to show everybody right now. So there you go, down there in Jacksonville, and you know what? I tell you what, it was a blast just watching the number one overall pick that close, and him coming up and talking with us, and and of course Tracy sitting there, Mama T is sitting there saying this and talking, and she's all giggles. Hey, I was all giggles, and like I said, the hat here, I'm gonna put it in the cabinet. It's not coming back out, dude. It was absolutely just a fabulous time in Jacksonville.
I wish I had been able to make it, but unfortunately, I was not able to at the last moment. So
Well,
maybe
yeah.
next year.
Yeah, and
And we still got some games.
we
to
got
go
yeah
through
we
this
got
year,
front row
so-
seats in the games and stuff this year, so we're I mean, you'll get to see a whole lot more. But what I did see was Tebow was not at practice. That's the only day Tebow did not practice was the day that I went.
And you was heartbroken.
And I was just like, oh. So anyway, it was one of those things that I was just like, I really wanted to see. But we got, as you notice, we got up close to him and we were able to talk to him and stuff. And Chenault is, oh my goodness, how big he is. Now, DJ Chark wasn't there. He had finger surgery.
Now, for those that aren't Jaguar fans, you need to say who they are.
Okay, DJ Chark is a wide receiver.
Okay.
He's Jacksonville's number one receiver,
Okay.
and he has he just had finger surgery, so he won't be back till right around the first game. And then Chenault is our number two guy. He says he's going to be the number one guy this year, but the dude's calves are as big around as my thighs, dude, and that's pretty big. Well, mine's fat. He's got muscle all around his. And then you got Gardner Minshew was there. Now, honestly, and my son-in-law picked. My son-in-law said we shouldn't have picked Lawrence, and I just thought he was nuts in the head and stay with Gardner Minshew. What I saw, the fundamentals are there. I mean, he's one hell of
On Minshew?
No, on Lawrence, but Minshew actually played better with the first team, and he played with the first team where Lawrence did not. So, and he did throw a couple interceptions that day while we were there. So the question is our defense that good, or is Lawrence still just learning the quickness of the game? Because when watching him, he throws the ball a little bit behind, even when they're running, they're just doing drills. He throws the ball down and low rather than up and over.
Are you having second doubts?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
All right.
I'm not going to have second doubts with Trevor Lawrence. Are you kidding me? But Gardner Minshew did look good too. He'd make somebody a good backup if we decide to release him.
I don't think y'all gonna release him.
I don't.
Maybe trade him, but I can't see that either. Because who's the third?
Third, yeah, exactly. What's his name? I don't remember.
Yep. Well,
Tracy is Mama T is screaming at the thing right now, saying his
you
name.
idiot.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's saying. So is everybody else. But yeah, it's,
Is it Bob Stoops?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me just straighten all this out and tell everybody what's going on. All right. So if you didn't notice in the twist that we had this week, Roger went back about 20,000 years ago and was thinking that Bob was still at Oklahoma. And
It's okay. News is a little slow in the lap of hop.
yeah, it is. But when I was reading the article today, and I was like, wow, they're from the SEC, and he's in Oklahoma, and he's trying to get to the SEC, and this would be a good twist. And then I'm sitting here, and that's why I kind of stopped and realized it was like, this twist is not turning out.
That's why I was wondering why when I said no, it's Lincoln Riley, you was looking at me funny.
It was, my brain went on overdrive, and, we've been here all day doing all kind of stuff, so it was one of the things I was just like, it's making me crack. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is, because we've already moved on to Jacksonville and the pros, what I want to do is we've got a bunch of preseason games coming up this week. Did you see the Dallas game?
No, Jimmy's eyelids were closed.
Jimmy Johnson? How do you know what
his
Jimmy Johnson's
eyelids
were
was
doing?
probably closed too.
But that was a good game. Nobody could kick a field goal whatsoever. It was so funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple names.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to tell me who's going to win the ball game this week. Okay? I'll give you a little bit with it, a little bit not. But describe why you think they're going to win the ball game. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Washington, New England. New England has Newton. Washington has nobody.
Gotta go with Newton.
You
I
think
mean,
he's going
because
to play?
Washington is Washington. They're basically Detroit, a little bit more east.
Do you think they're going to play? Do you think that Newton's going to play?
Well, it's preseason. First game, probably play quarter, maybe a half.
Yeah, but Dak and them didn't play the first game.
Well, but everybody's different. I mean, the further they get, they play less and less.
That's true. All right, here we go. Green Bay's got their quarterback back. Aaron's back in camp.
Karen.
He's doing it.
Karen Rodgers.
Karen Rodgers. So you got Pittsburgh and Philly. Who's going to win that one?
Pittsburgh or Philly? I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because
Me.
Philly don't even know who their quarterback is.
That's what I was.
I
Just
mean, I
gonna say.
like Hurts. I do. I like Hurts. I think if given the right system and the right coaching, he'll be fine.
Right.
But I don't think it's in Philadelphia.
I think they have more problems at quarterback right now.
Well, they
Then
won't commit.
they can
I mean, you can't just say. I mean, you go when you don't have a proven one, but no matter who the quarterback is right now, he's looking over his shoulder. The first mistake he makes, crap, I'm out. Coach is full of me.
Yeah.
And the first one he makes, they're going to put Hurts back in. So you can't have a successful team like that.
So why don't you just throw Hurts in there to begin with then? And
Well,
just
that's
say,
what they
okay,
need to do.
there
They
you
need
go.
to play him and see
But what
what
happens
they
if he
got.
get hurt? No pun intended.
If
Hurts
he
get
gets hurt, then you're going to put in another one.
Do
That,
you think he's going to be capable of doing the job?
not in Philadelphia.
I don't think he's capable of doing the job at all. That's just my opinion.
I don't
my
think. I
opinion is
don't
like
think
everybody
in
else.
Philadelphia that. I just don't think they're going. It's not fit for him.
All right, so let's go with Tennessee, Atlanta. Tennessee has Henry,
Tennessee.
Julio Jones, and Tannehill.
You sure? I mean, Julio may have stumped his toe on a rock
Well,
getting out the car. So,
He twisted his
but I'm
ankle,
still
that's
going to
for
go
sure.
with Tennessee.
Yeah,
Where are they
because-
playing?
Well, they're playing in Atlanta. But you got Matt Ryan, and you got Gage, and then you also have the
Yeah, but I'm going with Tennessee
you got
because
Pitts, and really,
I'm just
I
going
think
with him.
Matt has. See, they put people around him to make him a better quarterback, so he could be that all pro he
Around
wanted
who?
to be. Matt Ryan.
who'd they put around him?
They put Ridley and
What lineman?
Pitts.
What lineman?
They've got the line. They just picked a couple up in free agency.
We talked about this the other day.
I'm telling you, dude.
You got to have offensive line. It don't matter who your quarterback is, your running back. They could be all pro, but if they ain't got a line,
So how is your Matt Ryan, your hero, gonna make the Hall of Fame then?
I'm talking about earlier. I ain't talking about right now.
So in other words,
I mean, he ain't got no line.
All right, Buffalo, Detroit.
Tom Brady couldn't even win with this line.
Yeah, right. Tom Brady went with any line. Did you see him? By the way, did you see him at the
No, I didn't.
at the
The
Hall of Fame? He was right up in there, and
I heard the comment he made. He
Yeah.
wanted to be there to make sure Peyton didn't come back.
yeah. Okay. Anyway, Buffalo, Detroit. Now Buffalo, they've got Josh Allen.
going
Let's
Josh Allen.
See what happened with them and Stephon Diggs, but then Detroit now has. I don't think it was their quarterbacks. I don't think it was a quarterback problem, but they got Goff and Terrell Williams. So
But it's Detroit.
So they traded off half their defense, went to the Jets.
Okay, but it's still Detroit.
I mean,
it don't
so
matter who they have.
You get in line, you get your linebackers in the defensive line that they just actually just said, "Here, go over to New York and
That's
play
what
in
I'm
New York."
saying. I mean, it's Detroit.
So you're taking Buffalo all the way.
Yep.
All right, Dallas, Arizona. Prescott's not playing. We already know that. Mari Cooper's not playing. So it's one of those things. Arizona is Kyle Murray going to play? Is Fitzgerald going to play? Is J.J. Watt going to play?
Well, if they play, I'm gonna go Arizona.
And if they don't,
But the thing is, you get so many stars, and they just don't play during the preseason.
Yeah.
I wish they wouldn't even play, but maybe one game, because these guys, it's not like it was in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 50s, where you off season you worked as an insurance salesman or a store clerk at not Walmart back then, but the guys weren't in shape back then. That's why they had 3, 4, 5 games of preseason. These guys nowadays, I mean, they stay fit every day.
yeah.
So it doesn't take as long to adjust. Preseason ain't nothing but to find out which rookies or free agents are going to make the team.
All right, so here, let's just do it real quick. Miami, Chicago. You got Tua. I don't believe in him. Everybody else does. But Chicago, you've got Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, and Justin Fields. So
Go with
do you
Chicago.
think you think Justin Fields is going to come in and beat out both of those, or would you sit Justin Fields and let Andy Dalton and Foles fight, and then put him in at the beginning of the year?
I think you're going to have to see what you got with Fields and let him go. Turn him loose.
All right, so you're going Chicago, Denver, Minnesota, Kirk Cousins at Minnesota, and then Bridgewater and Lott at Denver. Who you gonna go?
Minnesota.
All right. Jacksonville, Cleveland, Mayfield, and Trevor Lawrence.
In Cleveland?
No, in Jacksonville.
Oh, in Jacksonville?
Yeah, that's this Saturday.
I go Jacksonville.
All right, let's go New Orleans, Baltimore. Jameis Winston and
Yeah, but Jameis ain't starting. Is he? They said Taysom Hill was going to
They're
start.
saying he's going to start, but they're also saying that your boy is actually
Crab
Jameis
legs.
is
Showing out.
yeah, they put some crab legs on the other end of the field. Boy, he was
Whatever it takes.
going at
As long as he's going.
All right.
I'm sure if he gets going good, they'll make sure he's got the crab legs. They ain't going to be no problem.
All right, so the Jets and the Giants. Zach Wilson versus Jones.
I'll go with Jones.
All right, New York and we just did that one. Duh.
Yeah, we just did that.
How about Cincinnati, Tampa? Joe Burrow's back.
I'll go.
And Tampa-
Where they at?
They're in Tampa. And they signed all their offensive players, so nobody's playing in that game.
Oh, yeah, I'll go with Tampa since they're there.
I'll take Cincinnati because nobody else is going to play. All right, you got Deshaun Watson is actually back in camp, by the way. So you got Houston and Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers playing, Deshaun Watson's playing. So Deshaun Watson got something to prove, bro.
He does, and there's no telling how Karen's going to feel this week. So I'm going Deshaun.
Okay. All right, what about Mahomes versus San Francisco? Jimmy Garoppolo. Neither one of them are going to play.
Mahomes. But they, like I say, they're. I mean,
Russell Wilson.
if as a fan you're lucky to see him for a quarter.
Well, Russell, give me a drink. Russell Wilson actually did pretty good the other night in their scrimmage. I was watching that.
How long did they play?
They didn't play long, but an hour and a half. But it was just a scrimmage. And then you got Derek Carr with Vegas.
The Raiders versus who?
Russell Wilson in Seattle.
They in Vegas?
Yep.
Yeah, it don't matter where they're at. I'm going to Seattle.
All right. Then you got Justin Herbert versus Matthew Stafford.
San Fran.
All right. And then the last would be
Herbert's going to be good before it's all said and done, I believe.
I think he's good. I think he is the what is that old saying?
Diamond in the rough.
Well, yeah, but that's not the one I was thinking.
Well, then it's not that one.
Yeah, we'll go with that one. All right, and you got Carr, and you got Carson Wentz, who's out, and Sam Donaldson with Carolina and Indianapolis.
I'll go with Indianapolis.
I'm not going.
Who's Carolina's quarterback?
Carr. I just told not Carr. It's I just told you. You don't listen, do you?
Mm-mm. Sarah tell you that. You've met
Sam Donaldson.
Yeah. From where?
Yeah. Exactly.
The Jets? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. But here's my thing. He didn't do nothing with the Jets because the Jets they didn't give any protection. You talking about a team?
And you think he's going to do something with Carolina?
I think he's going to. I really do. I think he's going to show out at Carolina.
I'll go with the other guy, Carr.
Okay. Well, that's your opinion. And when we come back next week, don't change it up because I'm going to rewind the tape on you.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
There's no episode number.
What is the episode number? What is this? What are we?
Where are we at?
What episode? Episode 25. Where are we at there, big man?
40 minutes.
There ain't no restaurant called
We're-
40 Minutes.
Hey, we're at the restaurant called 40 Minutes on Inner Perimeter Road.
Mama June's
Where-
at 3286 Inner Perimeter Road, folks.
Mama June's, come on out and look at this great food. So, Tyler, oh, my coffee. No, we're done for today. We're not. Tyler, come here, though, man. He wants to bring out the coffee just so he can get on camera.
That's
so
it.
what we'll do is
That's what he did last. Was it last week?
Come on in. Come
Yeah,
on in.
last
Man.
week.
Come on in. Sit,
You got to kneel down.
sit down right here. Sit right here. He's the one who prepared the whole. Sit down. And tell us about these plates.
Food.
Tell us about them.
So we got some pretty.
You got to kneel down. Nobody can see your head, man. There you go. Right there. There you go.
Some rutabaga, some baked chicken.
Ruta who?
Chicken, rutabaga.
Oh, that's the orange. Oh, rutabaga. All right, go ahead, man. That's the orange stuff.
We have lasagna, some greens with
What greens? What are they called though? The collards or the? You don't know why you looking up at the sky, man. Go ahead.
Listen, I don't appreciate your judgment.
Okay, you're welcome.
We got 3.
Don't go that far that way. Come back. Just hold it up and let them look. Look at all of that. Right there's the camera.
Chocolate-covered Rice Krispies.
Chocolate covered Rice Krispies.
Some peach cobbler.
Yeah, right.
All the good fixing up in Mama June's.
Oh, yeah, got all the good fixing up at Mama June's now.
As Scott says, it's a good one.
It's a good one. It's a good one. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Y'all come up to Mama June's here on Inner Perimeter Road. And for those of you that are out of town, if you'll call, you place your order, they'll ship it to you and be molded by the time it gets there. But, you know, it's good food anyway.
And the team in the Major League Baseball that we will not talk about by name is actually in second place right now in their division.
Who's that?
I'm not saying no
The hot-
names.
The Hot Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, I'm not saying because as soon as I say we'll go 0-20.
The Hot Atlanta Braves finally coming back. They'll make the playoffs, but they still should have. If they'd have got rid of who I said to get rid of at the beginning of the year, they would have been.
We would be in dead last right
Been
now because he's the
undefeated
only
right
one toting the
All
team.
right, that's all we've got for this week, you guys. We're cutting it short.
Because Roger ran us late.
I ran you late because I was running. You ought to see me running down the road here.
Well, he wasn't
anyway.
running, but he was driving fast.
No, I wouldn't. I don't ever drive fast.
Okay, you wasn't running neither.
Exactly. See
So-
there? So I was running. No, wait a minute. I didn't agree to that. All right. So anyway, guys. So come back and see us. By the way, we're going to be doing a couple episodes for NBC 40, and we're going to be. If you'll watch CW this coming week, is it this week? No, next week. They're going to be doing the football games out of Florida. So if you watch some of that, we have some ads and stuff running through there, and then we're going to be on Channel 40 and the end of this month, man.
Yep.
Excited.
The 5th.
8th.
Sep-
What's the first Saturday? Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.
is the 5th.
All right, everybody, pull out your phones. Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. The 4th.
4th.
You're wrong again.
I was closer.
Ding, ding, ding. No
I was
answer.
closer.
No food for
This
you
is
today.
This is horseshit. You got the wrong one.
No food for Jimmy. All right, so that's it. That's all we got. By the way, this hat. Let's go ahead and do it now. Watch all my pretty hair come falling out. So this hat's going into the cage because you got Trevor Lawrence and the Chenault. So where should
Why
we put
didn't
it,
you
Jim?
take them to football and have them sign it?
Because I didn't think about it. Why are you asking so many dead gum questions?
Because it's a good idea right
So
now.
anyway, that's where the hat's going to be from now on. And what I'll do is I'll make sure I wear another hat
Mm-mm.
like this one.
No.
And
No.
that way nobody can dispute the disputers, the undisputed heavyweight champions of the world, my Florida Gators. But we'll see how it goes. It's not the Seminoles.
No comment.